Hello everyone. Today I want to do something a little different. I sometimes I'll paint and I'll paint and I'll paint and then I'll get kind of I don't know. I want to take a break from it once in a while, and when I do, I'll go out to my shop out and back and do something constructive out there and let the paintings sit for a while and let me study them, because sometimes I'll come to, it's like a writer's block. You'll come to a point to where you can't get it to look right. So I just have to step away from it for a few days and do something else. And then today, I want to show you how to make a knife without a forge. You don't need a forge to do this. All you need is a grinder of some kind, some way to shape the steel. And I've made quite a few of these knives, and I give them away to my kinfolks and friends for Christmas presents and stuff, and they're really simple to make, and you don't have to have a forge. You don't have to heat this stuff up. So all you have to do is go down to Harbor Freight and pick up one of these machetes. They're only $7. You can make this knife for $7, not counting the handle. And this steel in these knives is really tough. Let me show you. Let me see if I can get you over here on this. Here's on my and watch. See, it didn't mar that at all. If you can see that, it dulled the edge just a little bit, but that's a pretty good smack on a piece of steel. So anybody can do this, man or woman. So what I've done, I've taken one of these that I've already made a knife or two out of this one. I think I made a couple of knives, maybe one, I don't remember. It's been a while back. So I'm going to take this part of it, and I drew off the shape I want my knife. And you can use this handle if you want to, but I prefer taking it off and making my own wooden handles, because they're a little more comfortable. This handle's pretty big. If you're a woman with small hands, that might be a little large. So let me show you how we do this. It's just so simple. And you can make a knife for $7, and you don't have to have a forge to heat all that stuff up. And let me get you over here on the grinder. And zoom you in. And let's just see how this is going to pan out. And again, I ordered a camera. I didn't like it. It didn't take the quality pictures that I wanted. So I sent it back. So if you've got any kind of a grinder, or even one of these sanders like this will work. And all you got to do, if you can cut it off, I used a cutting wheel on a handheld grinder to cut it off. And you want some water. You don't want to get this so hot that it turns blue, because if you do, what'll happen? Let me get my face shield, because I don't want that in my eyes. Because if you get it too hot, it will anneal that steel and make it soft. So if it starts to turn blue, I'm not going to worry too much about it until I get down to the edge of it down here. And normally I would cut this off with a die grinder, but since this is a demonstration, because I don't know that everybody's got a die grinder. Okay, see how that started turning? See how it started turning blue? You want to have some water handy so you can start cooling that when you start getting down to the edge of the blade. Because like I said, if you don't, it will anneal that and make it soft. Okay, that's kind of the shape I'm looking for. And I'm going to cut these serrated edges off. And you don't have to worry about that getting hot on that end, because just this edge is what you want to worry about. Okay, that's not too bad. I am going to take this handle off and put a wood handle on it. And these are pretty darn hard to get off of there, because that rubber on those things is very tough. So we'll, let me move you back over here. So I'm not going to sharpen this thing until I get my handle ready. And boy, these handles on these things are, man, that is some tough stuff, I'm telling you. And on these knives, you can take it as far as you want to. That one knife laying there, I polished the blade on it, which it takes about as long to polish that blade as it did to make the knife. But I've made some really nice knives out of this stuff. Here's one of the knives that I made. I didn't make this out of that machete. This is made out of a 1095 high carbon steel that I had forged, that I had forged without heating it up and forging it with a hammer and shaping it and everything. It's kind of dusty. It's been sitting in there for a while, but the handle on it is made out of Australian lace wood, and I polished it. It's kind of scarred up a little bit now because I've been using it, but it used to look like a mirror. There were no imperfection in it at all. But the handle is made out of Australian lace wood, and it's just a very beautiful wood. And I've made some really nice hunting knives and skinning knives and butcher knives and kitchen knives and paring knives and you name it. I love making knives, and I made the sheath for this one, and it's just fun. It's just fun to do, and I hope you guys are inspired to do one yourself. And let me show you my other grinder over here. I made this machine. I made the whole machine. This grinder here is all handmade. I made every piece on it except the wheels and the motor. But this machine will cut it off really fast. And it don't get hot like the grinder does. But yeah, that machine there will, it'll hack it off really quick. In fact, I'm gonna shape it just a little bit more. Right in this area right here. So, well, I guess I didn't have it down there far enough where you could see what I was doing, did I? Well, let's go back down and I'll show you how it works again. Because it'll take metal off really fast. You got a lot more control. You got a lot more control over your it don't get hot like grinder does. So let's go back out here. Now then, got a basic design. Now then, before I sharpen this thing, I'm gonna make a handle for it. Because I don't want to cut myself all up while I'm making a handle. And I have some brass rods. If y'all will notice, you'll catch me glancing over at the camera, looking at the camera. What I did, I bought an automatic tracker to go on my tripod that's supposed to follow me around everywhere I go. And I keep checking and looking over to see if that thing's working, because if I get too close to it, it seems to lose the tracking. So I have to back off a little bit and put the zoom on the camera to get this thing to work right. So if you catch me staring at your camera, that's what I'm doing, to checking to see if that thing's following me around the shop. And what I'm doing right here now is making the scales for that knife out of this walnut. It'll be thick enough. And I'm just resawed this piece of wood, and then I'm about to rip it to width to fit the knife handle. And then here in just a little bit, I'll do the epoxy and glue all this together and cut those brass pins to drive in through that handle to hold those scales onto the knife. And this is just a lot of fun. And like you see me glancing back, see if that thing's following me around. It's following me around pretty good, but then once in a while it'll get lost. So I'm just learning to see how this thing works, because I'm just using my cell phone. I ordered a camera. I paid $1,000 for this camera, and the image quality of it was not near as good as my cell phone. So I got this tracking device, and then I've got a remote control ordered for the cell phone, where I can zoom in and out with a remote control. And even this thing here, I can put it on remote control where it won't automatically track, and I can use a little handheld controller to move it around where I want to. But to get a zoom for my camera would be real nice right here on this. And not only that, I ordered uh, I don't know what you call it, but it's a little screen that I can hook to my cell phone, to the back side of my cell phone, where I can see the image from the back side of my cell phone, and where I won't have to go around and look at the front of my cell phone to see what the image looks like. So I'll be able to view the image from the back side of the cell phone. And actually, if I get all this set up, it'll do the same thing as that $1,000 camera did. And I sent it back. I saved myself $1,000 right there, because all of these accessories I bought, it cost me less than $100. Counting this tracking device, and well, the little screen was $71.40. I got about $150 in it, and it's supposed to get here tomorrow or the next day, and we'll see how this thing works. But I'll let you know how it works, because that's a pretty good deal. I can set this up on the tripod, and I can zoom in and out and follow me around anywhere I want to go, just like having a cameraman handy. So we'll see how this works. And right now, right here, what I'm doing is getting the scales ready to mount to the knife. And I was looking for, I had some two-sided tape up there, but I couldn't find it, so I'm going to have to clamp this together some way and drill the holes. I had to line those scales up with the holes in that knife handle, and drill them all at the same time to get them lined up, evenly. Because if you don't, if you try to drill those holes independently by marking them, I can tell you right now. See, there I was looking to see if this thing was following me around. But if you don't drill all of those while it's attached to your knife, boy, you'll never get them to line up when you go to drive those pins in through there. You can trust me on that, because I've got a lot of experience in that. So anybody out there that had never made a knife and want to make one and have bragging rights to your friends and stuff, and just show them, hey, I made this. It's really very simple. I don't have a lot. Maybe it's enough. I could cut that off a little bit so it won't. Have to get to my bandsaw with all my other souvenirs I got hanging around here. Well, if I don't have enough of this, it's really going to urinate me. So like I say, anyone can do this with just minimal tools. And you can pick up that brass. Home Depot or just about any hardware store will have those little black brass rods. So I should be wearing some gloves. But as it is, I'm not smart enough to put on a pair of gloves. This is only 10-minute epoxy, and within 10 minutes it starts gelling up, and then by 12 or 15 minutes it's it's pretty much not workable. So I'm gonna let it sit here for about an hour, and we'll come back to it here in just a little bit. And now then, I gotta try and get some of that stuff off there so that my clamp won't be glued to it. So what I'm gonna have to do is take some paper. Take some paper and put over that so that my clamps won't glue to that wood. What a dummy. What a dummy. Well, that's what makes life interesting, isn't it? If everything went perfect, it wouldn't be any fun. So there we have it, folks. We'll let this cure for about an hour or so. We'll come back, form the handle, sharpen it, and we'll be done with this knife. All right, I'll see you guys back here in about an hour. And my thing didn't follow me around where I could, why won't it follow me? Come here. What's the matter with this thing? It just ain't working right. So anyway, I got this all in epoxy, got it glued up, and that thing ain't working right for whatever reason. So anyway, I got these scales all glued up in the knife. We're gonna let it cure there for about an hour or so, and then we'll come in and we'll form the handle. Be back in a little while. Okay, there you have it, guys. It's just a basic, simple knife. The guy can make it as fancy as he wants to. If you wanted to put some profiles, and that's your own prerogative. So right now, let's just put. I'm going to put a coat of tung oil. Always use tung oil because that stuff, you get a couple of coats of that on there, and boy, that stuff it'll be there forever and ever. That stuff is tough stuff. So it'll take this tung oil until tomorrow to dry, and then I'll put another coat on it. I'll sand it a little bit, but there's the basic knife. And got a little over an hour in making it. Maybe an hour, hour and a half. I don't think I got an hour and a half in it, but it might. Anyway, there it is, guys. Anybody can do it. You can do it. Doesn't matter who you are, man or woman. Just go to Harbor Freight and get an $8 knife and have at it. All right, love y'all. We'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.